순간부터 눈을 뗄 수가 없었어.
Hi, welcome back to my haunted, abandoned mansion. How have you been? It's been so long. I missed you. Today we have the very important video where I talk about the books that I'm excited for 2024. Specifically, the horror. I'm a horror girly. I talk about horror. This is a horror channel most of the time. I'm just gonna talk about, to you, the books that I wanna read in 2024. Are you ready? Let's get started, okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to sign up for my Patreon, which we are reading Nestlings for. Not only that, but we do like weekly reading sprints. It's like a whole thing. Check out my Patreon if you're interested. If you want extra content from me. Want to see this face even more than you already are? Sign up. We'd love to have you. Anyway, okay, so first things first, we're gonna talk about We Ate the Dark by Mallory Pearson. Ooh, it's so spooky. This book, according to my notes, is coming out February 1st, 4 months from now. The story is about 4 women. These 4 women were best friends with this girl named Sophie. Sophie was like the life of the party or whatever. Everybody like loved her. You know how in true crime, they're always like, she was just the kindest, sweetest person. And people loved her. She was so popular. Like how like every single victim of murder is just like a saint. That's basically Sophie. Sophie's the best. Everybody loves Sophie. Sophie goes missing, disappears without a trace. And then 5 years later, they find her corpse stuffed into the hollow of a tree. These 4 friends come back and they're like, who could do this to Sophie? She was the best of the best. She was the best of all of us. She was kind and beautiful and we loved her or whatever. And they're all grieving. These 4 women, her friends, are like, we're gonna find out what happened. We don't trust the police. We don't trust these detectives. We trust ourselves. We're gonna figure out what the actual F happened to Sophie. So they start doing like all this detective work or whatever. And they notice like this shadowy presence that's just like hanging around. And they figure out, well, whatever or whoever killed Sophie is now kind of after them as well. This book sounds a lot like most horror novels. It's a bit overdone, but I don't know, it could be amazing. I haven't read it. I think this is the only sequel I have on my list, and it's An Education and Malice by S.T. Gibson. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought this was an independent novel, and apparently it's a sequel to A Diary in Blood, which I don't know how I feel about. It kind of gave me the vibe of it being like a dark academia kind of thing, which I was really excited for because the cover, the title, the author, I was very excited. Actually, I was wrong. It seems like it is its own novel. On Goodreads, it says A Diary of Blood #2, as if it's like the second in a series. I'm confused. Either way, this is apparently a dark academia novel. We live. I'm back in. Tell me if I'm wrong, but this is what it seems like. It seems as though An Education and Malice is a retelling of Carmilla, but set at like prestigious school in Massachusetts. Tiffany, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I have it wrong, because the main character's name is I was going to say Sheldon. That makes no sense. No, the main character's name is Laura, and she meets this girl named Carmilla, you know, because they're both going to this school in Massachusetts. It's all very like preppy. It's all very like prestigious, whatever. Laura gets there and Carmilla is like immediately like, hello, how dare you be my rival? Ugh, whatever. Carmilla and Laura become like enemies basically, but like all good lesbian fiction, they turn into lovers. As we all know, scientifically, when 2 women hate each other, that just means that they want to each other. Like that's the law. I don't make the rules. Maybe I'm reaching because of the Diary of Blood thing, but it just feels like it's not a coincidence that this name is Carmilla. Am I crazy? Let me know. Put your answer in the comments. Is Jordaline crazy? This one is coming out February 13th. Next up, we have The Haunting of Velwood by Gwendolyn Kist. I have not read anything from Gwendolyn, but I'm interested in this one, mostly because honestly the title had haunting in it, and I was like, I'm in. By the way, how stupid do I look with a juice box? Let me know in the comments. The Haunting of Velwood seems to be about this girl, specifically like a family, really. This family, there's like a tragedy. In Velwood, everyone's shocked because they're like, no, not in our Velwood. I don't know if they have accents. I doubt they have accents, but something horrible happens. And this girl, she like leaves town. She's like, I gotta get out of here. And she really tries to avoid people finding out who she is exactly, because all it is just like questions that she doesn't have answers to. If they find out who she is, they're like, what do you think happened to your mom? What happened that night? You were there, like blah, 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 blah. Because like something horrible happened to her mom all those like 20 years ago. And this honestly also just like trying to make ends meet. And this guy approaches her and he's like, hey, if you come back to Velwood with me and do like a little interview moment, I'll give you just a butt ton of money. What do you say? And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So she goes, she goes to this town again, not only to like get the money, of course, but also to like hopefully get answers, because there are people who were there who know things. I don't know what to expect. I'm not sure if like her mom is haunting something or where's the haunting coming from. It's called The Haunting of Velwood. Who's haunting? That's what I want to know. This is coming out also on March 5th, just so you know. Bro, I'm so excited for this book. Only, and I'm not even lying, only because the cover. Amazing. I saw this cover and I was like, instantly need it. And I swear to God, if this is one of those things where like the cover is absolutely stunning, but then the book turns out to be a pile of turds, I'm gonna be mad, because that always happens, especially with books. And listen, I don't want to be shady, especially with books from Tor. Sometimes Tor, they'll have the most gorgeous cover, but then the actual book itself will just be like diarrhea between pages. Like that's it. I'm not trying to be rude, Tor. You know I love you, Daddy. So I'm talking about Deola. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not saying it right, let me know. Honestly, Jennifer Thorne sounds like the main character in a bisexual love triangle novel. Like Jessica Thorne. I keep saying Jessica, I mean Jennifer. Jessica and Jennifer, very much the same, kind of the same name. You instantly were probably like, no, it's not. But Jennifer and Jessica, very similar. Anyway, actually, no, you know what? No. Jessica Thorne, heterosexual love triangle. Jennifer Thorne, bisexual love triangle. Romance novel. You're welcome, Jennifer. I just literally wrote your next book. Anyway, okay. Jennifer watching this is like, never. I hate this Jordaline. Let's get rid of her. If you don't know what this book is about, when I tell you the synopsis, you're going to be surprised, because I am kind of surprised. I saw this and I was like, ooh, it's going to be like a 18th century gothic horror novel about like a ghost and some sickly governess or whatever. No, it's not. It's literally not. So this is about Anna. Anna is not doing too well because she knows that she has to go on this like stupid family vacation with all of her family, and it's gonna suck. And like usually people would go on vacation and they'd be like, yes, finally I have a moment to breathe or whatever. Not Anna. Anna's like, I have to go spend 2 weeks with my mother in a secluded cabin on the beach. Are you Anna has this like brother, he's like her twin, but he's like super annoying. Her mom is like super critical. Her dad is basically like checked out. The lights are on, but nobody's home kind of energy. Like that's what her dad is giving. And so they get to this like really beautiful villa in Monte Perso. And it says, and I quote, things start going off the rails. The strange noises at night, the unsettling warnings from local villagers, and oh, the dark, violent past of the villa itself. If you told me that this book was a vacation horror novel, I literally would not believe you. That's crazy. I'm really excited to read it, honestly. It seems really fun. I also really love like familial horror amongst family, perhaps friends, perhaps familia. Up next, let's talk about Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. This is the same author as The Sisters of the Lost Nation, which I did not read. First of all, love the title. The title, iconic. So this is about Noemi, right? Noemi has just been trying to get like a fresh start. Noemi has just been trying to literally get out of Dodge. Because as we all know, like location isn't necessarily like why you're unsettled or unhappy. But sometimes It is. So Noemi's got this boyfriend. She's saving up to move out of the res. Things are gonna be looking up. And then Noemi hears that her boyfriend has died, and by suicide. And so Noemi is like horrified. It says the fact that Roddy, her boyfriend's name, his death doesn't add up, and that Noemi isn't the only one who suspects that something menacing might be lurking within their tribal lands. Also, what's interesting is like her uncle, who had like left, somebody that like Noemi really idolizes, comes back to the reservation, and he's like, I've got all this stuff to say. And so him and Noemi team up together and just try to like figure out what the actual F is going on. Also, let me read you the first part of this because it really caught my attention. A man lunges in front of a car. An elderly woman silently drowns herself. A corpse sits up in its coffin and speaks. Excuse me? It sounds spooky. Like literally the moment I read the part about the corpse sitting up in its coffin and speaking, I was in. I was like, I'll get my hands on that. Thank you so much. Bro. I'm so excited for this book. I'm so excited, first of all, because I think it's going to be hot. Like, I know we're sitting here and being like horror and like scary, spooky stuff, but also I think that this book is literally going to be sexy, enticing, seducing, seduction. I'm talking about Immortal Pleasures by V. Castro. Look at this cover. I'm in. I don't even need to know what the book is about and I'm in. I feel like you could show this to any gay woman and instantly. I'll read that. This is about an immortal Aztec vampire. An immortal Aztec vampire. Do you literally need any other reason, Tiffany? I don't, but I will tell you more. She's just been like roaming the earth for centuries, basically just like stealing back artifacts that were stolen. Why did I say that weird? That were stolen by like the people who colonized her people all those hundreds of thousands of years ago. She just goes around and she's just stealing all this shit back, just like being a bad bitch, but also just looking for love. Listen. Let me tell you. This is basically just like Aztec vampire love triangle. It says that she meets these two dudes in Dublin. One of them is like this mortal guy and she's like totally into him. But then this other guy is like immortal and he's like totally dark and mysterious, but he also gives her what she wants and what she needs. Like they give like very different vibes, but she loves them both. Listen. Yes. I don't know why the other dude is immortal. My first initial reaction is to be like Twilight and for it to be like, oh, he's a werewolf or whatever. This is coming out April 16th, but so was Indian Burial Ground as well. They're both coming out at the same time, April 16th. I've read, I think 3 or 4 of Christina Henry's books. I've only really loved one of them, and that was Near the Bone. She has a new one coming out next year called The House That Horror Built. It sounds really good. It sounds amazing. So I want to get it and I want to read it. Is that surprising based on the video that you're watching? In this, we're following this single mother named Harry. Harry loves horror movies, like she's loved them since she was a kid. When she gets the opportunity to work for this horror director named Xavier, or Javier? Javier. Why did I say Xavier? She gets to work with this director named Javier. And he's like super, super, super prolific. Like, people are obsessed with his movies, including Harry. So when she gets the chance to like clean his house and be his like little maid or whatever, she's like, hell yeah. But this dude like retired or he like left the industry. Like he no longer makes movies. Harry knows that she has to be like discreet. She has to be like quick. She has to be like really, really good at her job. Otherwise she's going to lose it. Plus she also needs the money because she needs to like care for her child. So one day she's just cleaning, dusting, whatever. And all of a sudden, she hears a voice behind a door, like the voice of somebody seemingly begging for help. So Harry is like, this Javier guy lives alone. He never has visitors. The fuck? She's meant to like keep her head down, do her job, and then get the fuck out. Like she's kind of going back and forth because she can hear this voice behind this door. But then she's also like, if I do anything, I could risk my job. And what if it turns out to be just like nothing? Harry knows that not asking questions is a vital part of keeping her job. But she soon finds that the forbidding house may be home to secrets that she cannot ignore. I think she's going to try to figure out what's behind that door. And I feel like that's bad news. It's either the dude is like into child shit like a pedophile or like keeping somebody hostage. Why did I go to pedophile immediately? It had nothing to do with children. Either way, he could be like holding someone hostage, or it's a ghost. No, thank you. That book comes out May 14th. Next up, we have A Mask of Flies by Matthew Lyons. I read one of Matthew Lyons' books, the one that's like the forest one. I cannot remember the title of it. I didn't really like it. Honestly, I read it this year. Literally forgettable. But this, I really like the cover. And then I also really like the premise. Also, this book sounds wild. This is about this girl named Anne. Anne and her friend Jessup are like robbing a bank. It's like no big deal. It's like whatever. It's like a Tuesday. They get in the car. They're on the run, right? And they need somewhere to hide. So they decide to go to Anne's old cabin thing that her mom like ultimately like died in like not that long ago, but they go there to hide out, and along with them they have this police officer that they've been taking hostage. His name is Dutch. So they get to the cabin. What seems weird to me is that like Anne is like, I'm gonna try looking into my mom's death at this moment. Like you're hiding from the police and you're just gonna like go into a whole other thing. Whatever. Soon after that, Jessup, her friend, missing, gone, disappeared. Only then for him to turn up dead. Anne and Dutch, the cop, are like, that's fucking weird, but okay. That night, there's a knock on the door. Who could it be? Oh, it's just Jessup. It's just Jessup's corpse. It's just his undead ass knocking at the door, wanting to come in. That's it. No. And what Anne realizes is that like it looks like her friend. It's wearing like the face of her friend, but it's not her friend. In fact, she thinks to herself, this is something hungry. No. I'm very excited for this. Like it sounds like a mess, but like a really good mess. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like it's going to be like really fast paced and like there's gonna be like a lot happening, but I kind of love that sometimes in books. That book also comes out August 6th. The last book that I'm going to talk about is this one by Craig DeLuey called How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive. Craig DeLuey's last book wasn't great. Like I wasn't living, laughing, loving, and I don't think a lot of people were. Honestly, it's probably going to be my worst of for 2023. And this kind of sounds like, and this could be crazy, but like hear me out. It sounds a bit like a horror novel written by a man. Like I'm reading the synopsis, I'm reading what it's about, and I'm like, this is so cliche, so reductive, so just like obviously meant for a certain kind of horror reader. But also at the same time, I don't want to judge it too harshly because like I haven't read the book. I don't know. I'm gonna read it because it's Craig DeLuey. And I really like Craig DeLuey, but I don't know. Anyway, this is about this director, right? His name is Max. He knows that he should be world famous. Like he knows that he should be number one. Like he knows that he's got the talent. He knows that he's got the work ethic. He knows that people fucking love him. Like every actor that's worked with him, every like producer, people are obsessed with him. This guy is like making these cheap horror movies instead. Like, and he's like, I deserve more. Like I deserve to make art, not some like cheap seedy shit. You know what I mean? And there's also this other girl named Sally Priest. And she, which by the way, the most cliche name. Also, this is set in the 80s, just so you know. Sally Priest, more than anything, wants to be a final girl. Sally just wants to live her dream of being on the big screen, just, you know, being the final girl in the movie. And she meets Max, and she starts, like, trying to, like, get closer to him, trying to, like, impress him to get him to put her in a movie. And guess what? He does put her in a movie, but only after he discovers this old camera that filmed real Hollywood horror. And he knows that he has to use this camera for his next movie. The only problem is that it came with a cryptic warning, and sometimes it wails. I don't know what that means. Wails? W-A-I-L-S. Wails. The camera is screaming. Anyway, Max only discovers like the true evil of this camera when he's filming his next movie with Sally. And it says, like it or not, it's Sally's time to shine as the final girl. And that one is coming out June 18th. My friends, my family, my familia. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's been so much fun. Oh my God. I just love spending time with you. I wish we could do this more often. I mean, if we made it like official, I'd be willing to. I don't know about you, but listen, I don't want to just like keep having like the what are we conversation, but like that's what it's come to, hasn't it? Like you just like refuse to divine our relationship. And I'm just asking, like, can we be official? Like, can we be mutual? Can we be exclusive? But like, I get it. You need time to like figure it out because you're like not ready for commitment. It's honestly like a red flag, but like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. You can just keep paying for dinner and it'll work out. So I'm fine. No, I'm fine. You don't even need to why are you even like asking? It's not like we're dating. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe because we talk about spooky shit, talk about creepy shit, talk about going on vacation with our family and meeting some kind of evil spirit or demon. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in my next one. Also, let me know down below, I forgot to mention, what you're looking forward to in 2024. If there's any of these books, if you have like other books I didn't mention, let me know. I'd love to know. Anyway, okay. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Goodbye, Tiffany. Stay beautiful. Stay gorgeous. Goodbye.
I'm not a joyride.